Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my Code to Care video series. I again am honored to be joined by Dr. Peter Lee. Dr. Lee is head of Microsoft research, and he's going to join me in this big rectangular box. Welcome back, Dr. Lee. How are you?
Hi, Don. Great to be back here.
Yeah, great, great. So I wanted to just have a more general conversation about Microsoft research. And one of the things that I've noticed about you in particular is that you don't try and predict the future with exactness, that kind of thing. You really sort of maybe courageously admit that we're on an exciting journey, but you can't quite figure out everything from here in 2025. So I wonder how that, maybe you could elaborate on that, and I wonder how that stance, in a sense, affects the way you pick things that Microsoft research should focus on.
Yeah, when you're Microsoft Research, first off, is the fundamental research arm for Microsoft. We're a system of 14 laboratories around the world. While I think sometimes the outside world thinks of us as a very large organization, we're actually relatively small. About 1,200 researchers around the world. I realize for some context that's a large number, but in
Yeah.
the tech industry it's actually fairly small, much smaller than the research labs at other big tech companies. One way that we amplify what we do is we are a very open lab. So we publish more in academic journals and conferences than any other tech lab, and 80% of our research is done in collaboration with academic researchers
Ah, great.
all around the world. And so in that sense, the total number of brains that we have
Sure.
involved in our research is fairly substantial. You know, the way I think about the future, it's impossible. It's human nature for people to speculate about the future,
Sure. Yeah,
and
yeah,
our
yeah. Yeah.
researchers will do that and act on their beliefs and their guesses. But the way that we talk about it internally is when we talk about the future, we talk about inevitable futures.
Okay. Okay.
So we try to think, you know, what aspect of the future world do we know is inevitable?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And based on that, what are the implications, therefore, for what we should be doing now? And so it's future oriented, our research, but grounded in a concept around the real world. So here's one example that touches in the world of healthcare and medicine. We can surmise that over the next 10 years, that it's inevitable that our command over cancer will continue to the point where maybe, for all practical purposes, a decade from now, cancer will be reduced to at worst, a chronic condition that is manageable. But because of the change in demographics in North America, in Europe, and in Asia, with aging populations, that there will be a tremendous rise in age-related neurological disease.
Okay. Okay.
And so if we look ahead to the year 2035, today, in 2025, the majority of our research funding and attention in medicine is oriented towards cancer.
Mm-hmm.
But we might see a flip of that in the year 2035. So that's an
Yep.
example of an inevitable future.
I
And
see.
based on
Yep.
that inevitable future, now let's work backwards from that
Sure.
to try to understand what then, therefore, are the most important kinds of research problems in, say, medical science that Microsoft Research could or should be trying to work on today. And so it's that sort of thought process which I think is grounded in the real world, or attempts to be grounded in the real world, but still see a future that we think is inevitable.
Yep. Yep. That makes sense. I was also interested in how you decide between, I don't know, industries or sort of topic areas. Like, I'm in healthcare. I know you're a healthcare enthusiast, but Microsoft Research
Yes.
would do more than that. where do you sort of place your bets, or is there a way to focus, or do you peanut butter spread in a way, or like how do you think about the domains you might invest in?
Yeah, that's a good question, and my a bad joke about that question is when you figure out the answer to that, please tell me. Because you're right, in a way, Microsoft Research. One difference between our research labs and the labs at the other big tech companies. At the other big tech companies, they're much more focused exclusively on artificial intelligence.
I see.
We do a substantial amount of artificial intelligence research as well, but we also solve problems for the world and for the company in cybersecurity, in cognitive psychology, in economics and pricing models, in supply chain and logistics, in manufacturing, and on and on. There's just a huge kind of surface area that we cover, and so I think of this in a two-dimensional quadrant diagram. So on the x-axis, you imagine research efforts that are either very short-term oriented to more long-term oriented.
Yeah.
And then on the y-axis, you think of problems that are very well defined today near the origin to more open-ended exploratory problems on the as you move away from the origin. So now when you divide this into quadrants, that upper right quadrant you could call blue sky research.
Right, sure.
It's just open-ended time horizon, open-ended thinking, and oftentimes very incremental push to understand the limits of human knowledge. Keep pushing frontiers of human knowledge. If you think of the lower left quadrant, that's our responsive quadrant. Someone in the company or one of our customers and partners comes to us with a problem. Oh my God, we can't figure out how to route the cabling in and out of this new design of a data center. It's a big optimization problem. Can we knock that down this month? It's that sort of idea. In the upper left quadrant is what I call the invention or disruption quadrant. Based on an understanding of the world today, what are the new experiences, the new technologies that might be very surprising to people today? And then the lower right quadrant is what I call the sustaining quadrant.
What's the last one? Sorry?
The sustaining quadrant. We ship a lot of technologies to Microsoft into the world that they're not one and done.
Right.
They have to be improved every single day. And improving it every single day, involves deep research that is pushing the frontiers of knowledge in a specific domain. Before generative AI, for example, we delivered the fundamental language translation services for Microsoft. And it's not the case that you're ever completely done with the quality of, say, English to Japanese translation. And so there's research to do that. So what I try to do in Microsoft Research is to understand, are we delivering everyday impact across all four of these quadrants?
Yep. Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. And even for a company developing something, whatever it is, whatever their domain is, to just make sure that there's investments in kind of each of these quadrants to give you a present and a future.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, great. Well, thanks again, Peter, for joining me. Have a great day, and really appreciate the time.
Thank you for having me, Don. I have been having fun with these conversations.
Great. Well, that's it for this Code to Care. Thanks, everyone, and until next time.